What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another podcast slash show, Good Neighbor Show. I am your half co-host, Drake.
I am your other half co-host Lamont.
Welcome back.
Welcome back. Welcome back.
So, do you have what it takes to succeed? That is what we're going to be talking about today, because sometimes you have to, in order to know how to succeed, you need to understand some what it takes, right?
I believe that's how it goes. You have to understand what it takes to have your breakthrough.
Yes, and
Have
there's
your
a couple
breakthrough.
things I think that you need, and somewhat in order or not in order, but these are some of the things. It's not written in stone, but this is what I feel like right now at the moment is what you need to succeed.
Taking my glasses off. Sorry about that. Had a late night last night, and I'm not talking about hanging out at the club, work wise.
Yeah. So the first one, clarity. You need clarity in order to succeed. So, with that being said, let me take a look and show you what the definition of clarity is. Clarity is the quality of being clear, such
Crystal.
as quality of being easily understood. So, when I think of clarity, especially when we're thinking about what the Webster Dictionary online just mentioned,
Right.
so clarity have being clear, having things understood. So let's go with an example such as going to school, right?
Right. Right. Right.
It's clear you're going to school to receive a degree. That is clear. That is
Crystal clear.
clarity. That is
That's
crystal clear. That
right.
is easily understood. You understand that there is classes that you have to take in order to succeed and receive this degree. You're going to have some time taken away in order to get all this stuff done, right? So that is clarity. So, in order to succeed, you need to understand your clear vision and path of what is going to be, what is going to need, and
Okay.
how it's going to be, and how you're going to achieve bars.
Bars.
So, seriously, so that's what,
Achieve it. Believe it.
no, seriously. So,
You know what is funny? I'm sorry to break into you, but saying things like that, it really makes me appreciate. I'll call them the Trinity of growth, which is Mr. Rogers, LeVar Burton, and Bob Ross. Because those kind of things were things like, and Sesame Street, those things like instilled into us some of the basic principles of certain things that you don't really see too much nowadays.
yeah, and for a lot of us, thank you for referencing all that. We don't really understand and appreciate until we get older some of those things. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
And you see them and you're like, and you see them on the shows and how they talked and how they wanted you to be and the children that they had on. And it, there's not even really anything out there now like that.
No, it's not. And
And,
that's why we out here.
and
Yeah. Not
yeah,
That's why we out here in our own spice. You know what I'm saying?
right.
In our own way.
You add your
Trying
own
to you
spice to the
act
seasoning.
Yeah, yeah. Uh I can't wait till we start getting the background, throwing, some of the things out there that reflect what we like
Right.
to make it more fun, make it more uh
Not so robotic.
yeah, exactly. So, and I want to speak on this because when we're talking about clarity, right? There's some things that even I needed to be clear on in a lot of circumstances. And a lot of times, if you're not clear, you will delay.
Mm,
And some of it may be a good delay, and some of it may be a bad delay, depending on what it is that how you look at it and how you take it. So, when you're not clear on your path, you're going to have some delays. And when you have delays, understand that there's some awareness within that you also need in order to succeed as well, like we spoke about last week. And
Mm-hmm.
so, because when you when you get a delay and you don't understand why, then there's going to be a growing frustration.
Absolutely.
There's going to be growing pains. And I
Mm-hmm.
like to look at delays and understand why and learn, grow, and come back better than I left. Right? So when you're clear, that's what you want. Uh, golly, what am I trying to say? So when you're clear on your goals and your path, you won't the more reduction and reduce delays you'll have. You know
There's
what I'm saying?
right,
That's
right,
pretty much
right,
what I'm saying
right.
in a
There's a
nutshell.
reason why you have those delays and those roadblocks, because you have to also remember too, just like roads, as time starts to progress, those roads have to break down. You are going to need to have some type of construction. So that means construction on yourself. You can't go through that roadblock if it's construction being there.
And that leads me into the next one, management. Uh, the second one I think you need in order to succeed is you need management. And before you even understand what management is, we're going to go to understand what manage is, because in order to understand that, again, like I said,
Mm-hmm.
so manage is to handle and direct with a degree or skill such as to exercise, executive, ministry, supervisory, to treat and with care, and to make and keep. So, what that pretty much is saying is, in order to manage, you have to understand how to direct
Mm-hmm.
and how to handle things. And so now we're talking about time management.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking about consistency when it comes to time
Time
management.
management.
And so then also, let me go back one more to understand. So now management is the act or art of managing, the conducting and supervising of something.
Hear that? The art,
It's
which
an art.
is an art form. Not
So
everybody has a paintbrush. Not everybody is meant to be an artist. You can sketch, but can you paint?
yeah.
And when it comes to management, not everyone is built to be a manager. Some people are put in positions to basically fill those positions, but
Hmm.
they bring nothing of validity to their team. You are just put there.
I like that.
Some of you can just be faces because people like you, but you don't have what it takes, those key structures of managing, being leadership, quality, goals, a creed, honor, courage, commitment, things of those nature.
Hmm.
So with those things in management, these are things that you have to build in within yourself. Because not everybody is meant to be a manager. Some people are just meant to be workers.
True. But when you want to succeed, you definitely have to understand some sort of management, though, for
What makes
sure.
you want to succeed? Are you tired of being in the position that you are, or are you complacent? Do I want to move up? Or if I do move up, do I have to worry about what comes with moving up?
Stages, and that's what manage is. There are stages that you, in time, when you want to succeed, you're going to have to be in these phases.
Mm-hmm.
And if you can't execute properly in some of these phases, delegate. And again, school, managing your time, managing your effort, managing your consistency, managing, well, within reading, that's again, like we say, that's really time management
Time management in a
is
nutshell.
very important. Time management
Time
is very,
management is
very
really
important as I'm
important.
sitting here thinking, because within that, that's where now you start having to have processes,
Mm-hmm.
and now you have to break these processes down, and that's where the time start coming in. You know, um, I want to succeed, but I work a 9 to 5. But then on top of that 9 to 5, I worked, 12 hours plus. And
Mm-hmm.
then on top of them 12 hours plus, I work an additional another job, which consists of 4 additional hours a
Right,
day
right,
on top of those 12. So now you're sitting there thinking that's 16 hours a day
right.
that I have put myself in a 24-hour deficit. 16 of those is a deficit of
Right.
24 hours. So
But
now you got to think about sleep, which is 6 to 8 hours. Where do you find time to succeed in the things you want?
that's why there are things that's why there's a thing called a plan. You put your plan into motion on things in the way that you want to continue to do your things.
And mind you, that is number three.
Absolutely.
That is number three.
You want to create a plan. You want to create something that has some structure for yourself. Some people thrive on structure. Me personally, when I was in the military, I was mentally structured.
Yeah.
This. Okay. Once I got out, I there's a lot of people also that when you get out, when you're not used to a structure, it deteriorates you because you're so used to this. Sometimes you have to get out of that and become a person that has to go and balance themselves out and realize I can utilize those tricks and those tools and put them in my everyday life now without somebody drilling it into me.
And that's what I'm going through right now is the way I want to succeed. I have not mapped out a plan. I
Right.
have not mapped out a proper
I
plan.
know what I want to do, but I haven't bullet pointed.
And school is a major reference for me because I went to school for an associate's and I went to school for a bachelor's. And so there was, while working 60 to 75 hours a week, right? So there was things that I needed to do in order to accomplish achieving them two goals, which
Mm-hmm.
was associate's degree and a bachelor's degree.
Mm-hmm.
And so now that, like you just said, where you came from the military point of view, now coming from a school point of view,
Mm-hmm.
now I remember, yo, I have to plan, I have to
You have to
change,
learn.
I have to
Mm-hmm.
adjust, I have to make different moves in
To
order to
fit.
fulfill and
Mm-hmm.
fit these things in between.
Mm-hmm.
So I can no longer just randomly do
If
what
I
I
want
want
to
to do.
achieve that goal that I want to, I have to create a plan. No general goes into battle just winging it.
Yep.
Some of the best
Yep.
generals had plans that they're when you look at like for instance when you look at certain generals that came through like the 300 area, Napoleon, all those guys, some of those tactics are still being learned today because of
Yes.
the plan and the strategies that they were implemented in. And that also goes into with having consistency.
Mm.
Having consistency and setting those things inside of you that are your own personal triggers that you know that you have to take care of. Just like we talked about it before, making your bed up in the morning.
Yep. Yep.
Consistency. You know what I'm
There
saying?
was this one book.
How to make your bed in the morning. I already know what you're
Yep.
talking about.
Yep. Yep.
Rear Admiral. Yep.
And I'm telling you, it's one of them situations where you do it every day, every day, every day, every day, and the next thing you know,
It might sound crazy, but it's robotic. But it
you
has a purpose.
it has a purpose because now you're growing to have this discipline to make sure that bed is kept well. And once you realize the psyche of it, it brings something. It brings a different type of flavor to your life. You know what I'm saying? It brings.
This is the flavor that we savor up here, neighbor.
I'm telling you, I'm telling you. And so, again, like I said, I'm trying to now implement those things that I did in school in my real life in order to accomplish these goals that I want to succeed. And so, when with what comes with consistency and what comes with planning, what comes with time management, what comes with having a clear path,
I'm sorry, I
this
rephrased that.
is what must be done.
Right.
And right now, this is probably the most important one out of all that you need to succeed, and that is sacrifice.
Mm.
I don't care what you say, what you think you don't need to do. In order to move to the next level, you have to sacrifice.
There are some things that you are going to have to get out of your own way and give up for you to achieve the goals that you want to achieve. It may be small, it may be minuscule, but in the long run, once you achieve what you're looking at, you won't be like, wow, did I really have to do that? Or I've been doing that for so long, it's become so normal that I didn't even think it was an issue.
Yep.
So when it comes down to certain things that you have to sacrifice, it may be big, it may be small, but the goal is to finally bring out within yourself that this is what you have to do to better yourself. You're gonna have to
And
sacrifice.
so I had to look for the right proper definition of this. The destruction or surrender of something for the sake of something else.
Anakin, you were the chosen one.
I heard something earlier that you don't need to smoking does not hinder you. You hinder you. Now,
Mm.
I'm going to say there's some truth to that. But the other flip side of that, if you know that what your habit is causing you pain, if you know what your habit is causing you to lose management of your time, if you know that your habit is causing your plan to be disrupted, why not give it up?
Why not give it up?
Why not give it up in order to sacrifice for your goals, to sacrifice for your dream? Now, for some other people, a vice may not be smoking. It may be laziness. It may be complacency.
Maybe
It may
gluttony.
be gluttony. That's why every time I eat, I try and not have to eat the last piece or eat a piece of as I'm eating. I always throw a piece to the side. That way I know, I'm being fulfilled, but I'm not being
I'm not
greedy.
being greedy
Eating the full,
because
yeah.
I know I have it. Because you also have to remember
Snacks, I do the same thing with a
because you
snack. We
because
know it's not good for us,
but
but I'll eat
it's
a little
that
bit and throw the rest of it away. I don't know if you ever noticed that about
I
me,
do.
but
I do.
I do not eat
You
the
don't
full
you don't
of
eat the full
everything.
thing. You don't.
I do not eat the full of it. I would spend $8 on a lunch and eat what I need and then throw the rest away because I just do not believe in gluttony. But guess what that does? That's a sacrifice so I don't get tired.
You know what happens when you continuously get something over and over again? When you
And this is
continuously
good, man.
because you continuously knowing because when you have so much in abundance, it's nothing. When you have it, you know what I'm saying? It's a
Yeah.
difference between it's a difference between a person that has it all and a person that just trying to get by on it. Because when you just trying to get by, you appreciate it more.
Yep.
When you have everything that you want and it all comes to you at your fingertips, it's
Mm-hmm.
nothing. And you don't know how to, when something does happen or a natural occurrence happens, you don't know how to bounce back from it because you're so used to having something.
I like the sound of that.
Imagine Scrooge McDuck having to balance his checkbook. No more swimming in the coins in the
Pay
bank
all the
and
time.
DuckTales. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And always remember, you can't take it with you. You can't.
No. So that leads us to the last one, execution.
The excellence of execution.
Once you have clarity, once you understand your management of being able to manage these things, your daily life, the things in between, the things that you need to get in order to get the goals done. Once you understand all the stuff that you have to manage in between, and then you come up with your plan, and then you come up with some consistency to start this plan,
Mm-hmm.
and then now you understand as you're now working this plan, there's some tweaks and changes that you have to do in order to continue this plan. That's
Mm-hmm.
the sacrifice.
Mm-hmm.
Now comes the execution.
Do it.
Do it all day, every
Every
day
day.
until the job is done. The active process. It's a process, but it's now an act. You're making action to your goals. You're taking action to your goals.
You are executing your
You're
goals.
executing. So, school, I was clear on what I wanted. I had to make the time for it. I made a plan. I was consistent with the plan. I had to sacrifice some time, which was tweak the plan.
Mm.
And then I executed furthermore. And now I have a bachelor's degree and an associate's degree in business admin, business administration. If people don't, for the long word. Thank you. And I'm on my way to achieve
Achieve more.
furthermore. But that goes to say, this is why I wanted to talk about: do you have what it takes to succeed? Because these are the little things. There are so many small, more small things in between. But when you have these 6 things in place, right, which is a process.
It's a process.
It's like your standards.
It's your goalpost.
It's your book.
It's your book. It's your goalpost. You can score the touchdown.
Yeah.
But you still got to make that field goal. And if you can't make that field goal, you got to go for 2.
Now, you can do this with reading a book. You can do this with going to school. You can do this with looking for work. You can do this with having a 9 to 5 job. You can do this with having a 9 to 5 job and now trying to become an entrepreneur.
Mm-hmm.
It's so many. You can do this.
This is
becoming a baker.
This is utilized in your everyday life to better you and better others around you, so they can see that the process actually can be done.
So I'm going to ask you, what do you need to be clear on?
You need to be clear on the first thing is having a plan. Having some kind of we talk about this all the time.
Want? Be
Plan.
clear on what do
Be
you
clear what
want.
you want. Be clear what you want. Now you know what you want, but be realistic. Have a realistic plan.
Bingo.
Have a realistic goal. Have something that's within you that makes you want to drive you.
Yep.
That's realistic. Not
What
no
do
phony,
you want?
not no facade, not what you see somebody else and what they may have, but what you may want, and make it realistic.
Yeah. What do you want?
And tweak and peak it, because you might start it, but you might be able to make it better.
And that's the sacrifice. Understand that there's going to be some setbacks. Understand that you're going to have to overcome some stuff. Understand, again, you're going to have to change some stuff.
Gotta change.
But if you understand that it's not going to be perfect, it's not going to be perfect. Nothing in this world is perfect. A relationship isn't perfect. Your woman isn't perfect. You're not perfect.
Your job isn't
perfect. You know, you waking up. So understand, we're not looking for perfection. We're looking for execution. So
and to execute and to execute. The only thing that's perfect is the sunrise and the sunset.
ooh,
I believe so. Me personally.
it can be perfect, but it's not always on perfect timing.
You're not going on your timing, because your timing ain't his timing. But that's neither here nor there.
Again, this is what you need to succeed. This is what it takes for you to succeed. Do you have what it takes to succeed? Comment below, hit us up, let us know. And till then, we will see you later.
We appreciate you guys. And always remember, when you come into the neighborhood, you can always be you with us.
Have a good one.